BKFC careers. ULY Díaz versus Francesco Ricci. ULY, I'll start with you. So many fighters know you, so many fans know you worldwide, even casual fight fans, from your 3-second world record knockout versus Daniele Benedetto. I think that's ironic because you're actually a very patient, considerate fighter. Have you fought against that you're not just the guy who rushes forward, but you're a guy who actually breaks people down?
Well, first off, let me tell you, you're going to get the opposite, which you just got now, because me and Francesco get along. So, yes, I have thought that. Everybody comes up to me and says, are you going to beat your own record? And I said, no, that'd be dumb. Why would I beat myself, you know? So everybody, a lot of people that I go against, I think are going to start fast. That was my game plan for that specific fight, because I saw the way he reacted when people came at him, and it worked out for me, and I ended up getting the fastest knockout in combat sports history. But no, I like to be patient in the ring, and especially like a guy against Francesco, who's well-rounded. He's come from adversity in many fights, and you know, he's a long-rangey guy, so you know you can't come in on him because he'll be prepared for that.
Francesco, you've shown not only great technical ability, you've shown tremendous resilience in BKFC. Do you think that's character, or do you think that's something you've developed in the gym?
If you know my parents, yeah, you know that that's something that they built up. My mom's beat the shit out of me time and time again when I was a kid in school. It's actually her birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. And yeah, I mean, it's how I grew up. You know, I bounced from place to place. I got kicked out of plenty of schools, and then my dad, you know, drilled it in my head and had me work with him since I was a little kid. And it was always these like jobs that they seemed endless when you were working on them. And if you didn't have resilience, if you didn't have persistence, you wouldn't get them out of the door. So I think that's where I got it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm technical, but I can be a brawler too. So I think that's the reason why this fight has fireworks written all over it. Because both me and ULY, we've been technical, we've gotten quick knockouts where we didn't even get touched, and we've also been dropped and came back and won. So I hope that answers the question.
Absolutely. ULY, you and I were talking earlier that no animosity between you and Francesco. You had actually talked about starting to spar together until the fight was offered and signed by both of you. So what are your emotions going in, facing a fighter who you like a lot as a person?
You guys know me, man. I really have no personal issues with any fighter. I've never talked trash to any fighter. I respect everybody that gets in there. And, you know, the emotions are the same like any other fight. I got prepared like if it was somebody I didn't know who was going to step in there. Once I found out I was in, you know, we called each other with mutual respect. We're going to go in there and handle business.
And Francesco, I'm sure you feel the same way. I've known you through 4 fights in BKFC. You're not a fighter who needs to become angry. I think you're just about center focus.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would rather fight somebody that I don't like. I like when there's emotions involved because we are hurting each other. So I would much rather punch somebody that I don't get along with. But at the same time, there was a big fucking frappe of names that got thrown our way. With Nate, I mean, I ended up getting offered 5, 6 different guys. I've said yes to every person. And then finally, me and ULY were literally the only 2 people that were still there. Fighting at the Hard Rock, really the only 2 people left. So I'm like, all right, this guy's got weight issues, this guy's, you know, it's his period, I guess, this weekend. And then there's all these different issues where people just kept turning down fights. And they were trying to make a title fight, obviously, because Thiago, he left the promotion. So, not that I called out ULY, but I felt like he at least deserves the respect. He's the only other person in the top 5 that was able to fight at the Hard Rock that was missing a dance partner. So, though he is my friend, I gave him the respect, and I told Nate, I'm like, listen, why don't you just make a fight between the 2 of us? Richmond can't fight, this person can't fight, that person can't fight. As much as I don't want to fight him, eventually we're the 2 best in the world, so we're going to have to fight at some point. Whether he wins the title and then all of a sudden I have to fight him to get the title or vice versa, we're going to fight each other. Nor are we the people to turn fights down. I mean, if I come out of this fight unscathed and I'm the champ, I'll turn around in 2 months and fight somebody else, and I'm pretty sure he's the same way. So there was really no way that this fight could not happen. And unfortunately, is the fact that, you know, we're both 2 of the best guys in the world and we're friends. But to be honest with you, this is a business. We're subcontracted for violence, so we get in there, we get as bloody as we can, you know, we fight to the death, and then at the end of those 10 minutes, we'll be friends again. So may God bless us both, hopefully nobody gets hurt, but people know that there's violence when we step in the cage.
Your co-main events, the winner playing for BKFC for a 175-pound world title. Ryan Socha has the microphone. Questions from assembled media.
Well, Sean, first we can start with some that came in online from BW Sports and Big Ben, who's a huge BKFC fan. It's for Elvin. He wants to know what will be different this time around. What makes you think you'll beat Luis Palomino?
Well, you know, like I said, he said himself, you know, we didn't fight the first time. This time,
We're not gonna fight. We're not gonna dance. We're not gonna do capoeira and shit. We're fighting, all right? And we're gonna see how pretty you look after I'm done with you, because I look at just check out my last 3 opponents, bro. They got pretty fucked up. So, you're next.
All right, media. Let's go to the media. Who has a question? Anybody have a question over here? Let's come up, start over here.
For Lewis. Lewis, you haven't lost. You're fighting for double champ. Do you think this cements your legacy as you're the number 1 pound for pound fighter in BKFC? Does this cement your legacy if you win this fight as the best BKFC fighter ever?
1,000%. Because like somebody over there says, there is no double champ until I say so. June 24th, I'm gonna make it happen.
Any other questions from media? We got another one over here.
Elvin, Palomino said that he's only seen sort of the aggressive side of you be ramped up, but not really much growth as far as everything else. In your opinion, looking at what he's been able to do, have you seen any progression in his game since the last time you guys have fought?
He doesn't fight like the way we fought the first time. That was probably the most aggressive he's ever been in that fight, you know? Even though I laughed off his best effort, but he's turned more to a refined boxer now. You know, he picks his shots, comes in and out. When he gets caught, he has no problem just kind of running it off. It's different. He's turned more into a boxer, where I've evolved into a bare knuckle fighter, and I think it's going to be a collision of trajectories, of approaches, and of attitudes. You know, we're 2 completely different kind of champions, and it's going to be awesome, guys. This is going to change the landscape.
All right, looks like we have one more coming in online here from YouTube. Sam the Sham, great name, wants to know from Luis Palomino, you've come up in weight. Is this going to affect more power for you, obviously? Do you feel more powerful? How do you feel coming up in weight?
I feel great. Like I said in previous interviews, I sacrificed breakfast for 15 out of the 17 years I've been fighting. Like no breakfast, you know, only in the weekends. So to be able to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, protein shakes in between, like I'm eating today, I'm gonna eat again, I'm gonna eat in dinner, I'm gonna be weighing in with a ceviche in my hand in the scale. So yeah, power definitely increased. My trainer is very scientific with the work that we do, so we increased a lot of muscle mass, we increased a lot of power, and the fact is that I don't have to cut any weight. Man. Look, the first fight, I wasn't aiming to hurt him. The first fight, to be very honest with you, it was a tournament setting. There was 2 and 3 fights. There was fight number 2 and fight number 3 that I had to go through to get to the title. I didn't want to break a hand. Like you see Jimmy Rivera, the first thing in his head is, damn, I don't want to break a hand, hurt my hand. You come into the bare knuckle game, I did a lot of street fights, a lot of scars, a lot of fractures, street fighting. Even MMA fight has fractures in my hands. So that was my biggest worry. So I didn't go in there trying to pop them. I was just touching and going. And the whole thing about me just turning into a refined boxer, I don't know about that. What I'm telling you is this, when I go to swing this time, you're gonna see power. You're gonna see power.
This time. Let's see how that works out for you.
Thank you to the fans for the questions. We have one more from the Mission Accomplished podcast here.
What's going on, guys? Elvin, this one's for you. Any added pressure defending your belt, feeling like you're defending your entire division, meaning that if Luis wins the belt, it kind of holds up the entire division where he has to go back and forth from 155, 165. Any more added pressure because of that?
Nah, I don't have any added pressure. I don't think about that shit. I'm the champ. There's only one champ going in there, man. Like, you could leave your fucking belt with all the other useless trinkets over there in your little shrine on Friday, because there's only one champion going in that ring, okay? It's gonna be El Bandito. You're gonna find out real quick. You're gonna find out real quick.
You just make sure you bring the other one.
I'll bring the other one so you can look at it. I'm gonna let you look at it.
You bring the other one with you.
I'm gonna let you look at them, bro. Don't worry, I'm gonna bring it. Don't worry. You can look at them, and I'm gonna beat your ass, and then we can talk about it.
Make sure you bring both of them. Just like you got both of them, you're gonna lose both.
I'm gonna bring them, bro. I want you to look at them.
I know you a man.
You can at least.
You're a man, you were, right?
I'm gonna let you look at them.
You're a man, you were, right?
You ain't gonna. Yes.
You're a man, you were. You're a man, or you still my son?
I'm gonna let you look at them.
Which one is it?
I'm big now.
June 24th, I become the Godfather.
I'm coming for you, but
June 24th becomes the Godfather, the bare knuckle Godfather.
Oh, baby. Oh, man. You gotta get your heart desire, baby. You gotta get it.
I believe that's all we have from over here, Sean. Thank you very much to the fans and against this, also the assembled media.
Thank you to Brian Sosha. Again, assembled media, all the fighters on the dais and in the room are available for one-on-ones. Gonna give final words now to Mr. David Feldman. David, again, this officially starts year number 5 of BKFC. Just talk about the magnitude of the company, where we are, and how big this card is.
I don't know, man. If you guys aren't excited, you don't have a fucking pulse. This is going to be lit here Friday night at the Hard Rock Casino, June 24th, on the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship app. You're going to catch all the action. It's $4.99 a month. I mean, I'm going to elaborate on what you said, Sean. Look, we didn't build this promotion into the fastest strong combat sport on the planet because of me. We built it because I've got the baddest motherfucking men and women that step inside that squared circle on the face of the earth and put their life on the line every time for us and give the fans everything. Look, Francesco Ricci and ULY DIAZ, if they talked and planned a bad fight, they couldn't have a bad fight. It's going to be a war. The main event, they have a lot of animosity towards them. Britain doesn't like Beck. Beck doesn't like Britain. It's got fireworks written all over it. Howard Davis has a chip on his shoulder. Jimmy Rivera has a lot to prove, and everybody else in the undercard. This is going to be one unbelievable card. I can't wait as a fan to watch this thing. Thank you, guys.
Thanks to all of you with us in personal here at Central Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. Thanks to all of you watching live worldwide online. For David Feldman, all of our fighters, I'm Sean Wheelock. We now send it back to Jeff Houston.